We go on to the next item, which is the valedictory speech, which will be delivered by student and now graduate Sandeepa Vithanage.
Good morning, everyone. Chairman, City School of Architecture, Architect Viranjan Kulakodasurya, the Board of Directors of the City School of Architecture, Board of Academic Studies of the CSA, UW Representative Architect Elena Marco, CEO of the CSA Architect Ashoka Vidanapatirana, Head of School Professor Lal Balasurya, faculty members, staffs, parents, families who are watching from home, and my fellow graduates. On behalf of our entire batch of students, we extend our greatest gratitude and express our sincere thanks to those who are responsible for organizing this event today, and to all our family members for understanding why you could not physically be here with us today to celebrate this momentous occasion in our lives during this devastating pandemic. I would like to take a moment together with my fellow graduates to extend our gratitude to those who had accompanied us up until this special occasion. The countless friends, juniors and senior students who are always ready to assist us to try and beat every deadline and submission. I wish to thank all our lecturers, tutors and staff at CSA for guiding us throughout the past 7 years, without whom we would not be present here today. A hearty shout out to the final year coordinators who helped us find our way during the unexpected pandemic. I hope we made you all proud. Parents, siblings, and relatives, thank you very much for all the financial, emotional, and moral support you gave us to stay strong and firm. We are forever in your debt. For your devoted dedication towards our well-being, we promise to make your efforts worthwhile. I am honored to be standing here today before you to deliver the valedictory speech on behalf of the class of 2020. Congratulations and cheers to all. It was a long 7-year journey, and even longer for some of us who reaped the success of our failures. We lost and we gained, but most of all, we evolved from being carefree young teenagers to responsible adults in many ways. For 1/3 of our lives, the CSA was our place of study, where we formed strong bonds of friendship, but also realized that every one of us was unique with different battles, bags, and baggages. We started in our first year in the basement of the SLIA building, where some of us wound up the year with an infection of chickenpox. Through the year, however notorious as we were, we gained some momentum when we designed the annual Vesak installation. Even though we were told that it would not be aesthetically pleasing to many, we all took great pleasure in working sleepless nights as a team. The second year was also eventful. Our paper tube structure for the SLIA Architects exhibition gained us notoriety as a group who dared to be different. At the completion of the third year, some of our good friends, girlfriends, boyfriends had to part ways because of grades, financial difficulties, and personal challenges. Although it was tough, it was certainly an eye-opener to us all. Recommencing at the CSA for the Master's Program Part 2 was challenging. Classmates became colleagues and regrettably some friends left behind. But we also gained new friends who accompanied us to the end. Change was real. At the end of 5th year, we visited Seoul in South Korea, where we celebrated unending opportunities the world offered, experiencing the culture, languages, people, and environment of a different part of the world. The highlight of the 6th year was our project in Manila that introduced us to the long-standing remnants of the Civil War in a civilized world. In the 7th and final year, the sky turned grey, tensions rose, the stress was real, and hovering amidst us was the invisible COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. it hit us, and it hit us hard. In hindsight, the academic exposure and the knowledge we gained is undoubtedly valuable, and it will guide us in the years to come. But the many real-life lessons happened outside of the studio. We never got enough sleep or a sizable diet to keep awake, but we developed a habit of celebrating every time after a crit, especially on Friday nights. We went on budgeted trips, we got into fights, ditched classes, but had someone sign for us instead. Postponed assignments well beyond the due dates, shared and studied notes a week before the annual exams. We slept our friends' places, sprawled across their living room floors. We also learned how to build relationships, where some of us met our significant others and some did not. But together we relied on each other, working together, respecting others' abilities and values. We also realized how much we need each other while we shared experiences to survive and succeed. We have made more friends than we have lost and have millions of shared experiences that we carry forward together. But through it all, we survived. Not all of us came from architectural or even academic backgrounds. Neither do the awards, certificates, and grades help determine where we are in the hierarchy of today's society. But I believe with hard work and perseverance, we can accomplish enough to be content and happy. We spent more sleepless nights and hours than most. But here we today standing tall, proud of who we have become. And finally, my dear friends, the class of 2020. Every one of you is special and dear to my heart. And standing here today, I am proud of the journey we have been together and look forward to a brighter future tomorrow. We have sacrificed so much. We have crossed hurdle after hurdle to reach not an end, but a beginning of endless possibilities. I would like to conclude with a statement made by former President Obama during a virtual commencement speech for the class of 2020. You don't have to accept the world as it is. You can make it into the world as it should be and could be. You can create a new normal, one that is fairer and gives everybody opportunity, and treats everybody equally and builds bridges between people instead of dividing them. While I wish my fellow students all the very best, I wish to remind you, let not an empty hall and the lack of a crowded ceremony take anything away from what our graduation signifies. Be it in 10 years or 20 years from now, whatever the world would look like, part of it would be up to each and every one of us. Mr. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." My dear friends, I urge you to let this current moment push you to improve yourself and reach for the stars. Let's enjoy and celebrate this moment and this day, and use your gifts and talents in the world to make the impossible possible. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sandeepa, for candidly taking your colleagues through memory lane and for the words of wisdom at the end. And from me too, my congratulations to all the graduates today. We now come to the closing ceremony.